All right, we have a recap. Let me just quickly do this. And all right. Okay. 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 Yeah, you already said okay, you dumbass. All right, what did we do today, man? Holy clean sell-off is what we did today. Um, we had gapped higher on the new week opening gap, like close here, open up here, right? So yeah, then we retrace into this daily internal, even SMT on the daily consecutive candle, not consecutive candle, but daily SMT with YM, where YM took this swing high out, and NQ, and obviously ES, well, ES and obviously NQ didn't. But what did we do? We tapped a daily propulsion block inside a daily FEG, and we fucking sold off, man. I mean, that's as simple as we can make it, right? Going to New York, we were kind of up here still after that sweep, and then New York Open. Yeah, we said fucking see you later. 750 points, and then we tapped this hourly gap and got a little bit of a continuation here before eventually now succumbing to retracements. But basically, if we want to just quickly drop down to the 50-minute chart, huge sell-off, a consolidation. That sums it up. 950 macro, we were straight trading lower, nothing to do. There was like a potential long setup at some point with some sort of high time frame SMT somewhere in here. Did not take that because I was very bearish on a high time frame, wise. So I didn't want to take longs before, we take our previous day low, I guess. Basically, we actually almost hit a new monthly internal today. Right, we have this big monthly gap. If I can kind of get it a little closer, yeah, like that. Like we almost went all the way there. But yeah, anyway, back to the macros. Unfortunately, no setup to short off this 50-minute because we didn't have any SMT, and also I think it played out like post that. Then we ended up with SMT on the highs, and we also had SMT on the lows here, right, with ES. Like ES put in a lower low here, a lower high here, and Q puts in a higher high and then a higher low, a higher low and then a higher high. I mean, but like, yeah, we basically just SMT'd either side of the consolidation, and we just didn't really get any setups there. So summing up the day from a, main, macro breaker model perspective is pretty simple. This was the potential long here, 950 close above. We had some high time frame SMT. Again, do not care. Actually basically faded this on my Lucid accounts. And I took this 1 minute order block and shorted all the way to previous day low. So that was a banger. And yeah, that kind of was the rest of the macro. There was no way to get a short, no SMT or anything, unfortunately. Then 1050 going into this, I was looking for a continuation short, but as you can see, 11:11 we closed this breaker. So it was 1 minute after the macro, added to the fact that we had no SMT. I unfortunately couldn't take this. It wasn't like the best trade ever because we kind of already cleared out all this sell side, but it would have still been valid had we had SMT and a close in the macro. And, seeing as this is what we got from it, it would have actually played out. 1150, we just consolidated and then rallied, nothing to trade there. 1250 macro, I was going to look for shorts, more likely than longs. But once again, just don't get anything really. And then 150 macro, I was once again kind of ready to look for some shorts, potentially like this. But yeah, we just consolidated throughout the macro. again, this short idea would have actually played out eventually, but like we just did this during the macro, and then got the move afterwards. So just nothing to get involved with for me, unfortunately. But yeah, as I mentioned, I took this just basically. I had a strong conviction in the previous day low / previous week low draw, and I thought we were gonna kind of fake out, quote unquote, this like 1 minute SMR, this initial one. So I just was like, all right, we have an order block here. Let me just take it. And the reason I targeted previous day low, which I usually never go for like these banger trades type thing, I actually targeted like somewhere like this. So basically 6R, and I took this on my Lucid accounts. And again, the reason I targeted this is because this was exactly what I needed to pass the accounts. So that was nice. As I mentioned, I think in the video on Friday where we took a good trade on the Lucid accounts, that we had passed them. And yeah, not past them, that we had reached 5,200 on balance. And yeah, I took this trade risking, oh yeah, I can't show it here like execution wise because these accounts have now updated to the fundeds. So yeah, but I guess that shows it too, right? So we have now 4 50K accounts here, and what I wanted to show is, I guess, which can I bring the, yeah, so it was a 41 point stop, and I took two micros, which was like a 160 risk, because again I was like, you know, we're like about to form a 50-minute gap here, so I was like, okay, chances are we retrace to the 50-minute, so I just want to give it like a little teaser entry, instead of like 3 or 4 cons, which I could have maybe pushed, but again, that just meant we had to hold for a little longer. But yeah, that was that. So we took that trade and that hit, but other than that, really not much going on. No trades on the Top Step account, and now I'm gonna have to see if I just want to basically trade the Lucid accounts with the Top Step accounts, like take the same trades, or if I kind of want to keep trading these fundeds the way I was trading the challenge, maybe also taking some extra trades basically. I'll have to think about it. Because I feel like, I don't know, trading, so I just want to quickly show, here are my 3 accounts, about all, no, okay, I can't. Why are they queued? What the fuck does queued mean? Okay, I don't know. I probably just went quiet. I thought maybe I would be able to see like somewhere like the P&L, but of the funded accounts still, like the challenge accounts, but I guess I can't. They're also not here anymore, so yeah, I can't like show any proof, I guess, other than the fact that the accounts are passed. Because I wanted to show the execution arrows, because that was a really clean trade. But yeah, I mean, I'll have to think about that basically, I guess, till tomorrow. How I want to approach that. I assume also risk wise, because I was also thinking like maybe I just start the Lucid accounts a little higher in the risk areas. And the reason for that is honestly, Lucid's a newer firm, and maybe this is cope to just want to risk more, but I feel like Lucid is like somewhat newer. I don't trust them to stick around the same way I trust Top Step, to where like it takes me 5 months to get the next payout on Top Step. I'm not worried about the fact that Top Step won't be around in that, time frame. With Lucid, maybe we're better off trying to get the payout a little quicker. But I think, yeah, I think the idea could be somewhere in between. Like, either I risk more and I only take the same trades, but just with slightly more risk, or I risk the same but then take some like extra setups, like for example stuff like this trade today, shorting that or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning, and then yeah, that's that. So peace.